Hello everyone and welcome to this video contributing guide. Today we'll be taking a look at the steps required one by one to contribute to LibreLab. So let's just get started. There are a few things that you need to have on your system and a few things you need to consider. The first being having a GitHub account. If you don't have already, you should be able to go to this link and get a GitHub account. And following the standard process that you are going to be presented with, you should be able to create a GitHub account for yourself. Secondly, you need to have Git installed on your system. This is crucial. Please do not forget this. This is a requirement. And secondly, you can get a code editor of your own choice. It is recommended that you use VS Code for this. Secondly, you need to have a bit of Markdown knowledge. You can follow the link that is presented here if you want to fiddle with Markdown. And lastly, an item that is not present here is GitHub Desktop. GitHub Desktop simplifies a lot of the command processes for you. It deals with Git for you, and you don't have to work with CLI, and it will present you with a graphical interface, which you can use to interact with the Git commands, and yeah, it should make the process a lot easier for you to follow. You should also register for Hacktoberfest if you've not already. If you want to claim the rewards for your contributions later, you should definitely register for Hacktoberfest if you haven't already. And yeah, these are the step-by-step instructions that we're going to go through for this video. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to fork this repository. Forking this repository means getting an own copy of this repository, which you should be able to contribute to. Now, obviously, you cannot directly contribute to this the primary repository, which is where you wouldn't be able to contribute to this repository directly. So you're going to create a fork of this. So you can name it whatever you like. This will be saved under your account, and you can copy the master branch only, and you can create a fork for this. Now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to open GitHub Desktop. GitHub Desktop will allow you to the GitHub Desktop will allow you to get a copy of this repository on your own system. So if you can, you should be presented with this option after you've logged in for the first time into GitHub Desktop. This is not the case for me. I've already used this once, so you should be able, if you've not already, then you should be able to choose clone a repository from the internet. You should be able to choose this option to proceed with this. And what I'll do is I will choose the option clone repository for this. I'll find my repository, which is LibreLab-fork. This is the repository that I've just created as a fork of the main repository, and I should be able to choose a file. I'll save this somewhere temporary. Sorry. I will select this folder, clone it, and this will present me with this option. So you should be able to choose the first option or the second option. Doesn't really matter that much, but you should be able to contribute to this later regardless of the option that you choose here. So yeah, you can use the second option and then continue. Now what you can do is open this cloned repository in Visual Studio Code or any other code editor that you've installed on your system. So I'm going to open this in Visual Studio Code, and there we have it. That's the repository, that's the code, and we're going to go through the actual code structure and how to contribute after this. Let's just say that I have found this IUPAC naming convention quirk, and I feel like maybe this is something that everyone should know, and this is something that is crucial and may come in handy. Now, maybe I want to include this in my article on LibreLab. So what I'll do in order to add that and contribute that to LibreLab is I will create a new item under content. Let's call this IUPAC quirk 1, IUPAC quirk 1.md, and let's just call this IUPAC 1 IUPAC quirk. Important IUPAC quirk, and let's just say that I want to make people aware that this exists. I'll just add a link to this. IUPAC has, or well, you need to know this. I'm running out of ideas. You need to know this. And I am going to link this to, sorry, this is not. IUPAC quirk. And if I need to also add this to content map.js, and the first item is the slug for this file. Just name it the exact same as the file, quirk 1 title, and IUPAC is the IUPAC quirk 1.md. Now, if you don't add the image, let's just go live and see what happens. You can see there's a new item here. If I go here, then my article will appear here, and I should be able to follow the link, and I will be led right here if I open this. Now let's just say that I also want this to have a thumbnail, right? So this is an interesting image on its own. I'll download this. I'll save this inside assets. Let's call this IUPAC quirk, and let's link this with the full path. IUPAC quirk, which one was it? What was it? IUPAC quirk.png. If I do it this way, there should be an image popping up. The entire image isn't popping up, but it should be all right. And now after I've done this change should appear on GitHub desktop, right? So now what we'll do to push this change is, first I'll fetch origin. It's just comes in handy because it's just fetching what's actually on the master branch of your forked repository, just so that there won't be any conflicts later on. So I'm going to commit this with a name for my commit, add IUPAC quirk, and IUPAC quirk, and I'll commit to master. Now just committing this won't work. You will also have to push this, right? The option for which should be right here, and just click on it. That's simple. And hang on, yeah. And after clicking on view on GitHub, you will be led directly to your fork. Now, as you can see, your change has been pushed. Your change will have been pushed after you've followed all the steps. Now you will also be able to see this option to contribute to the base repository, which was our original intention, remember? So I will click on contribute, I will click on open pull request, which will open this dialog for you to submit a pull request to the original repository, and yeah, your changes appear here after clicking on pull request, create pull request. The maintainers will review your change, and after they have reviewed your change, this will get merged, and this will be counted as a credit for Hacktoberfest if you have registered for it. And then after making 4 of these contributions, not just to this repository, to any repository you can find to contribute to, you should be able to claim your reward, which I believe is a badge on Holopin. Now yeah, that's it for this contributing guide. Hope you guys have learned something. Hope you guys follow this contributing guide to contribute in your own way. Yeah, thank you very much for viewing this video, and I hope to see new contributions soon. Thank you very much.